Hey, 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 Metaphysical Mama. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome. So appreciate you coming to hang out with me. And so does Spirit. This channel is all about energy. So welcome, welcome. Metaphysical Mama is my name. And, metaphysics just kind of explains a little bit about everything and nothing. Everything is energy and vibration creates form. So learning how to look at things in a new kind of way, and in a new form, right? How many different ways can we look at a word that we already thought about, that we knew, and now look at it or find another way to understand it, understand it, and have a different, right? A new point of view. So that's what we're here to do, play, go through the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. And there ain't no discrepancies as far as like, well, judgments go in that way, right? It's like we just go through blindly. Everything's water and air, and we soar through, right? The cosmos, the star systems. We allow spirit to, right, come through. This is, right, a channel. Metaphysical Mama is the name of this channel on YouTube, right? And that's different on others. And then I have a different name, right? But that's a channel. And right, so think of the different things that you can switch to instantly, right? You can shut me off and listen to something else, right? We can, if you have you ever have a song playing in your head, right? So are you hearing it out loud? Is like, right? Is it talking, right? Or are you hearing it within, right? So there's a difference, like that voice in our head or things that get stuck in our head, right? Things that get trapped inside or get put on repeat unconsciously, or play when another word is said, right? Trigger words. So that's what this is about. I don't know what this, I'm reading my paper, Magic Show. I don't know what this show is going to be about. It's just going to be about whatever, divine spirit allows to come out. So, and, uh, divinity, that just means connecting with the balance of things. I don't take any credit for any motherfucking thing as far as, I allow spirit to come through me. And, this is part of the thing that we're learning too, though, as spiritual empath people, is that we motherfucking matter too. 313, right? A lot of people want to take our time and energy, and then that sucks it all away from us. And then others want material or physical proof of other things. And it's like, yeah, but you already took so much of us in other ways, and now we're depleted, right? So this has gone on for a very long time, and then it, right, feels like we have no say. But we've always taught our children to not allow a bully to push us around and force us to do anything, right? So there's a lot of things going on right now in the world that are quite disturbing. But right, who has to handle them? We all do. So it's important that we use the tools that we've been given and not keep shunning them away and looking for an answer, right, from some box or TV. And right, I know you're right looking at the rectangle, black mirror, square right now, listening to me in some way, but yeah. Again, it's like when you use money for good or use it for something dirty, right? Energy is power, knowledge is power. How we use that knowledge, what we do with that energy, right? We use our free will, but we don't slow down enough to pay attention still. So as we rebirth ourselves, right? We got 441 just went by. For Venus and Pluto, this is a big, right, like coming into like digging the truth out, what's real, what's not, cutting out what does not no longer serve us, letting it go, right, down the river. Excuse me. right? We can't swim back across, against the current of the river, right? Of course, some salmon do, right? So it depends on what kind of animal and fishes we are, right? Not all do the same thing. So important to connect with the ones that you are and the ones, right, that make up you and your skin, right? Your star system. You're a sun, right? A sun, a star, whether you're male or female, right? Anatomy wise or whatever else, right? Doesn't matter. That's where. So a lot of the words that I use that I say can be very offensive, right? But it's not about. It's because of the definition or the emotional attachment, right? That we carry as people that's attached to words, vibrations, right? So I remember in the Bible, it's like right the tribes all got split up and the languages all were confused, right? And we all really speak different languages. We all have very high expectations as a people. We expect people to continuously cut. Like everybody wants to have a mommy or somebody make them feel better. So what about the mamas? Don't they deserve to feel pretty, time and energy, to just be loose, to not feel like they have to make someone dinner, tie somebody's shoes, do someone's laundry, know where somebody's keys are, make sure everybody's homework's done, there's enough food in the house, how are we gonna pay the bills? Somebody else said they would, but they didn't still. So lots of false promises and open, right, ended, like great deals being made for a long time. And this goes into like railway great past and everything else because this is metaphysics. So it's like, yeah, if you don't like put your hair here, you don't have to stay here. Mine 221 222. Truck outside just went beep. Yeah. So yeah, this is really a time when we're having to go through our shit. And there's a lot of us that have been doing this for a long time, right? Not just playing and pretending and profiting off of others, saying that we got all these answers and like, yeah, I got the magic pill and the script and the shot. It's like, no, in order to go through this shit, you gotta go actually motherfucking through it, not like right through thought, all these hoes. And then everyone's so confused. They don't know which way is which and right whose hoe is whose and hoes. Oh, my plant just like moved on its own. That was weird. That was really interesting. There's nothing next to it. That was so weird. Right? So interdimensional shit goings on. So I got a lot of information I've downloaded in the last couple nights. I'm also looking through a notebook that I have from 2017 that I jotted down a bunch of channeling information. Keck number equals 27. Adam Walter. Oh, I don't know what that means. Wait. I thought that's a water. London, first prodigy. And of Rome, reconcile. Libra, conciliation. St. Peter's Basilica, 12 statues, 24 pillars, 24 elders, Jack and Jacob, back to union, thought in parentheses, and then thought in quotes, and then thoth in parentheses. Thought, man, equals male, Yakub, gospel, go spell, right? Gospel, go, spell. The god, spell. Lots of different names for that as well. But everything a word, everything a vibration, everything a spell, right? Every word is spelled, right? So the way that we look at things is very important here. We have to be more open-minded and more childlike in our imagination. The things I'm saying may sound crazy. Like, what is this bitch talking about? She's all over the place. She's like, yeah, talking about like, yeah, nothing that makes any damn sense. This is kind of like Wonderland, where it's not logical, it's not gonna make sense. We go over and under, right? And all the way through, and the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Dark created the light, and then light made the shadow. And the shadow moves with the light, right? The shadow is attached to the light that was born in the original, from the original darkness. Don't get confused what the difference between a shadow on the original darkness that birthed the light, right? 1044. 1044. So let's see, wait a second here. We got magnetic purple energy, plutonian vapor, green mist, goat spell tragedy, gospel, go spell, goat spell tragedy. Christianity revealed sun worship, Jack equals Saturn, and false moon. The one we see, you cannot see the dark where it all starts inside of me. Jack equals Saturn plus false moon. The one we see, you cannot see the dark where it all starts inside of me. Exactly, right? We can see a shadow with our eyes by the sun outside, can cause a shadow, right? If I put my light on, cause a shadow, right? There's a light behind, a shadow behind it on the wall, right? Things, material cause shadow, right? That's how we used to tell stories in caves with the fire, right? Too. Right? A candle could cause a shadow. All these different things cause shadow, right? Excuse me. Which is different. Or think about yourself too. Like you cause, right? We see shadow, or on the surface is a reflection on my hand. Both are moving. Right? I got piano playing in the background. Right? So 1221. So the different manners of light, shadow, rainbow, sun, material, non-material, the movement of such, etc. Right? How a sundial work, how any shadow work, right? So we have to do our shadow work. Speaking of shadow work, right? So that's where a lot, again, Venus, Pluto, Uranus, and Your Highness, Uranus. What does Saturn get behind me? And what do dogs like to do? Sniff butts. And what spells dog backwards? Uh-oh. I make it up. God. Who split the sun? Who split the atom in two? Turn around. Look at those two behind you. Kids get me. Children get me just fine. And so do you, right? If you still got a lighthearted spirit and a heart like mine. Because that's what we do. We play so we can stay. Because we love to experience life and exist anyway, right? Lots of people making deals, and, again, anybody that's, right, we're just going to use the word Uranus, an asshole, right? They're just afraid. They don't have the right tools. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to express their feelings. I feel the same way, right? When I don't know how to express myself, I can't. I'm not making sense to others. And I'm very Uranian, Aquarian weirdo. I'm very philosophical, and right, it's like, as you could tell if you come on this channel, right? So it's like I'm always like in another world, in the it's like I'm here, but I'm not here. I am. It's like I totally am, but it's like, right, there's a lot of, right, channeling and what have you. So it's just, right, the different frequencies we come from. So yeah, and right, when we come from way out there, right, how long does it take for light to travel? Right? Stars are light years away. How long has the Earth been here? The Earth is a star. Right? It's also a rock. It's a planet. It's a living organism. It's the baby, right, inside a Gaia's womb. So it's like if someone's pregnant and others are trying to poke at the mother while she's trying to rest and has a baby inside there. Well, I don't know. Cow jumped over the moon kind of thing, right? I don't know. Jealousy and envy kind of thing. I don't know. I know that there's things that ruin us that need to absolutely be taken into deep consideration between each individual being, right? So the one world, so that the vibration is balanced. It's like people say a lot of things, but do they walk their talk inside? Not what you can show, what you got material. This is way different. Ooh, goddess of duality. I'm going through my book here. Twin Towers, Psalms 23, Twin Towers, George Bush read, number 46, Obama. Oh boy. Jeremiah 51 to 52, Goddess of Duality, Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty, 11-pointed star. Klipa, twins, one spirit cooking the other, both different DNA. Look up star chart, Ivan Aleka. Left of Corvus. Algorab, the crow. Alchiba. Azamek Valspika. Azamek Valspika. Vendemitrix, Denabola. Cor Hydro Vel Effard. These are star systems. Sextants, Urani, AE, Urani, AE. So that meant anything to you? I don't know. Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, Peter Rabbit, Jack Frost, or elves. Their feeling of lack to cause guilt, release of repeat negative thought forms, cycles, release fear, recognition of self, right? Me, a name I call myself, respect and love. Oh, and I had Mukhite Jasper on Shiva Lingams, had Santa Claus, the fairy tale things. 33 Priscilla Bluestone for rape in any form of energy, of your energy. So whether that can be mental, intellectual, spiritual, sexual, astral plane, this goes into many different things. When people just keep saying like, oh, copyright things, like digital now. If anything, picture, Photoshop, anything you do live can be put into digital form, and somebody else turns it into something right with their creative content and used XYZ to make ABC 1, 2, 3, and now they're making and profiting right a bunch of money, and we don't even have no clue that what's going on. So that's a lot of the reason, right? Like a lot of us twin flames, etc., have been guided to not really be dealing with money or said government name, etc., because a lot of us were guided to let go of many things, our family, etc. And then there's a lot of other stuff going on, like what you hear in the other tarot channels too, which is, it's like everybody's tapping in. And, tarot cards are scientifically proven. It's energy. Energy never lies. People do. When people use it for crystal ball fortune telling pop culture energy because they want like get rich quick scheme, or right, it's a gambling thing, stuff like that. It's not the same thing. Not that I'm not like, right, I'm not knocking nothing, it's just but it's obviously not the same as when you're coming from, right, a sacred vibration, right? Sex, sacred energy exchange. We're not wanting anything except the right equality in this now moment between A and B, whatever that may be. And if there's a C or any other possibilities, right? No one likes to feel taken advantage of, raped, be told one thing and then done another, something else, have something taken from you, and then told, given an ultimatum, if you want it back, then you gotta ha 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 ha. Right? Bullying. This is how the whole world has been built, and it's quite disgusting, I must say. But it's all good. We're about to come into, right, a new kind of way. Just as far, oh, that's funny. Shiva Lingam come right out, and I was just about to talk about that too, because that's written here too. Shiva Lingam. I already said that, right? Shiva Lingam was on the Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, Peter Rabbit, Jack Frost, and the elves. I have like 4 squares written on a paper here. Rape in any form of our energy to lead on suffering and disrespect. 33 Priscilla Blue was on that. The 22 Rainbow Mayonite for deflective behavior. Myself to feel bad when someone overreacts, right? If we carry guilt and feel bad because somebody else like, right, got mad because of something we're talking about or some way we're feeling, then they blame us, they're yelling at us, telling us to shut up. Why are we always ABC? Why can't we just be like everybody? Right? That's a lot of abuse that we've like, right? So that's very abusive to be spoken to that way. That's like, right, we don't matter. We're not worthy. Just do as I say, not as I do, right? So yeah, that ain't cool. I don't, again, those behaviors are they're huge manipulation tactics, and it's avoidance of one's own inner work and emotional body and spiritual self. And one is really, really caught up in the ego and in the head. And is what's been going on. When people talk about like Hitler and the war, it's like, bitch, that shit is still fucking going on. We're still in it. Are we not still paying taxes? We only pay taxes if we're in war. We're still in it. So what do you think this has all been for? Like, so either people recognize and start to let go, right? Stop with the bullshit, and they're trying to make things have some more valuable, right, appeal than they originally do, and trying to fuck everybody, right, up, down, back, forth, all around, right, the too good for you crew, as like, yeah, rapists. I was like, they're knocking the divine feminine out from the start, right? Whose grand idea? I got an idea. Heaven, how about heaven? Any light bulbs going off? How many people does it take to screw in a light bulb? Anyway, I'm just playing. To push me, right, to push into a contract, right? So pushing you into something verbally, have you sign something, make you feel that, right? Make you fucking get a fucking. That's really I saw in the news this morning that J&J had some blood clots going on. I said that way long ago. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, but they done studies, so all right, yeah, okay. Everybody should get online still and go. Hurry. They're about to run out. How much money are you making off that shit? trying to get to zero still. Either which way. Red, blue, black, white. Eh? Okay. All right. Manipulation, and dishonesty. So that lots of that goings around. I had something about earthquake this morning too, and Shivalingam and Hagar. Okay, what's 35 and 35? Latitude, longitude. 35, 89, 0010, 1176, 1306. 35 degrees, 53, 24, north, 117, 40, 16.7 west. China Lake, epicenter, ridge crest, earthquake. What? Knock out air station in China, lake facility. New Zealand. Now that came up last night. Okay, now that came up, and I said it already in my earlier reading. Now I'm reading off of a book. I'm just going through with you guys. Old stuff I wrote in 2017. This is from that I'm looking at right now. I haven't looked at it so I'm going through what I was channeling last night because this is coming kind of full circle. It has something to do with 2017 and then the channeling I was getting last night. Horseshoe crab. Yeah. Oceania, Australia, Melanesia, Micronesia, right? Like Omicron, Micronesia. It's right where the North Pacific and then the South Pacific bodies of water meet. The Tropic of Capricorn. And it looks like a big pyramid, map-wise. And then the top of the pyramid look at Hawaii, and bottom right, Eastern Islands, and not really in the pyramid, but to the left, there's like another little part of another pyramid. Then that would be New Zealand. I believe that's what like some whatever elbow macaroni, phony baloney. Y'all remember Back to the Future when Biff stole the sport almanac and kind of like the Trump thing and all that. Funny, lots of people forget lots of things. We all do, right? I mean, that's why we're all here in this now moment, trying to remember, but not remember too much, but remember just enough, but get what we got to get, and whatever, fuck it, right? Let it go, right? They say some drink to remember, some dance to forget. Dance. Lots of people have been drinking for a long time, whether they've had it in their hand or not. Right? Let's see. So New Zealand, 40,000 years ago, magnetic pole shift, 35 degrees, 766 north, 177.605 west. New Zealand tree. Oh, and there's a tree in the thing, isn't there? I put a tree in with Uranus, Saturn. So it was a reason. Wood splinter, Karnak stones, France. Topic for the day. Try to attempt to use your other hand to ignite, to get the other side of your brain turned on. If you're right-handed, try to like just brush your teeth with your left hand, or right color, just hold something. I don't know, try to wipe yourself, whatever. Try to use your other hand. Brush, I already said, don't try to wipe yourself and then brush your teeth with the other hand, like if you don't wash them first. You know what I mean? Gotta bring in some jokes and some humor. All right, so yeah, stuff like that's super important because that helps create balance, and it right because it also that's like left and right wobbling, right? And then beside that, we have like the subconsciousness, the layers, right? The unconsciousness, the consciousness, right? The the consciously aware, the super consciousness. I mean, I don't even know the layer, like what those are labeled and called, but how many different ways do we, right, go up and down or like feel like a piece of shit, right? Way underneath the crown. So energy goes so many different ways within us, right? And without us, and comes back again, right? Let's see, what's this say? One world, and spelled WHIRLED, right? That's how the world turns, right? All our thoughts and feelings, like a big cistern, a big churn, stirring the pot. One world, one love, one land, one nation, balancing from within, harmonizing creation. Using discernment, shedding skins, acknowledging the dark side of us by accepting it, allows the light in, zinc in my left hand, copper in my right. I am the stable ground, the great purple pillar, out of sight. And that's what makes it right. We're electrical beings. Copyright. I wrote that. Don't be biting. I'm just kidding. I did write it, seriously. Like a lot of shit. But I don't. It's like it's tough for everybody to share, really. But I don't like the fact that lots have made money off of this in the past and still are trying to do the same now, same kind of thing. Right. That's why a lot of time we carry a lot of doubt because there's a lot of people that say they want to help or hang around, but their intentions don't match, right? The skin and the vibration that they're in. And then after things that happen and we bring light to it, you try to make it like where you didn't actually say that or that's not what, or whatever. So it's like I'm very accustomed to that kind of stuff too. It's like, right, gaslighting, different ways they would call it deflection, right? Omitting, we can call it narcissism and all these other, right, love bombing and all these. It's just, it is what it is. It's just, it's fear of, it's where does it originate from? All the other stuff really doesn't matter. It's all surface. It's all, I mean, of course it does. It has value. It matters. It's not like it doesn't matter, but we need to get to the root of the. It's like if we have a boo boo, right, and we got a big infection inside, and this, right, the skin's open, and so we have to get in there, but we leave part of the infection. What's gonna happen? You can't just partially clean something, right, or just partially take out, right, a bullet or whatever, right? You got to take out all the pieces so that it's not affecting the blood within the skin. My friend told me a long time ago he studied with Dr. Sevi, and he said Dr. Sevi said to him if the if the skin was meant to be opened, it would have came with a zipper. I thought that was so clever. Wise women and men we are at times, and then at the same time we can be so dumb. Right? So we're all parts of all those, right? Fruitful and fruitless vines. Like sometimes we do good things and sometimes we do stuff that like, right, like it sucks. It's like, damn, I wish I didn't do that. But don't we learn from it? Or maybe we went through it because others couldn't go through it. So while we went through it, we learned, right, how to and how to get out. So, right, how do we how do we help one another get through all these times? We have to be honest and upfront about the shitty shit we feel inside. That's the only way to get through, not keep trying to cover it up and pretend it's something else. And we're going to take a pill or a shot or just like, hey, just whatever. And yeah, whatever. Yeah, hey. Gamble it up. Fuck it up. What, yeah, that shit is disgusting. Like, hmm. It ain't nothing. It's just right. It's what's corrupting though. Is one of the things that that's just a lot of corruption, and it doesn't need to be that way. And when we get to the stem and past the stem to the origin, to the root of the problem, the origin, right? Not pretending just what popped up on the surface is also pretty and nice, or it's not, and it needs to be cut down or pulled. Not once, not twice. Right? There's a saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Motherfucker, there ain't gonna be no number fucking 3. That's a law in any game. Rule. Say my name, say my name. I don't know where that came from. Say, baby, I love you. Oh, because dishonesty, wasn't it? Right? So say my name if you ain't talking to nobody else, right? And you shouldn't have a problem bringing me around whatever if you ain't talking shit about me, making it look like I'm something I'm not, and whatever. And then also, right? It's like all this other, yeah, that's not, what is that? Let's see. Dome equals the father. New eye from Camise. Hold on. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Aphelion, Ahalima, Apophar. There's a triangle at 13. Prometheus. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. New eye from Camise. Triangle. Santa Claus, old house. What? Vagus nerve. 13 Christs every year birth. Moon transit in your sun sign. L, elevate, right? We want to elevate L. Oh, Taurus, Aquarius, Apple, Sun, Moon. Sin of Moon near Saturn. Dome equals Father, Sun equals Sun, and Mother Earth, Gaia, everyone. Baby Lion, Baby London, Tiny Tim, Time. Tim with the parenthesis E, astral plane. Atom, atom, right? Jesus has a twin, Thomas, Tom, of flesh and skin, flesh and blood. And then there's the shadow, right? Atom, Atom, a Tom, Uncle Tom, brother of Adam. Carnivore, cownivore, Canaanites, cane, sugar cane, fake sweet, cane equals dog. Carne equals flesh, DNA, carnival, cannibal, carne, thou, Dan, man, meat on a stick, seal of Dan. And I have Dan written here. We got to look up Dan something. I got to find it now. So I was like, when I wrote that, we got to look that up. Daniel, where is it? Jeremiah 51:52. I said that to you. Hold on. The Hallows, Holy Grail. Okay, hold on. Oh, that is where it was. Daniel 10:14, 10 days, 10:4, 10 dot dot 1:4, 10:4 to 10:14. So we'll go to that next. Okay, hold on a sec. Finish this where we were at. Astral plane. And sand. Manly Palmer Hall. Adam and Eve. Salt water equals form. Ocean. Oceana. Now that goes back into, again, what I was saying that yesterday with Australia. That's Oceania. Australia, Melanesia, Micronesia, Polynesia, and then over in the wake corner we got Easter Islands and what have you. So understand that's the right corner. So and then this gets into right the pyramids and the green spectrum that's going up and down the poles. The green is negative, so that's what they're right using the negative frequency. Come down in the crown. Come into the crown and up through the solar plexus and out and around. So we want to have that green come from the inner place of your heart and the blue, right? The heart chakra creates the Taurus field. Or green going horizontally like a wave is okay, right? Like think of green in front like that sideways. You hear that big truck outside? It's just beep, 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 beep. Confirming that. Montauk, Star Island, right? MK Ultra. This is a lot about pyramids. Atlantis. And a state of mind. If we're under, right? If we're under emotional, spiritual attack underwater, swept up in the ocean, right? Dead Man's Sea. Swept up in emotion is what that means, right? Also, so underwater, understanding. Knowledge is power, but still underwater. Got to come out of Dead Man's Sea, right? And exist. Claim your sovereignty. And we just keep swimming. That's just the world we're living in, and the words, breaking down the words, right? Yum, 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 chewing them up like little caterpillars one by one. And then just leaving them alone. They are what they are in the moment, and then we let them go. It's very difficult to do so. Not have an emotion and a definition attached to the meaning, to meaning of the things so much. But they're never going to go away, just for the moment, and then they'll come back if you need them again, right? If you keep thinking the time is always now, we always get what we need because we're like magnets, right? Like attracts the like. So then we receive. We have to clear the way to allow for what we need to come in, not clog it up with a bunch of, right? That's false. What's that? That's being scared and you're just dependent. What are you depending on? Something, but whoa, careful. That's like, it's important we care. All right, let's see. Okay, I can't read the rest there. Ascension symptoms 9/29/17. This said MK Ultra purge since eclipse, now transmuting time again. Head Anunnaki pineal gland, higher crown chakra being activated. Serapis Bay, Egypt. Venus rising, sun plus moon, rainbow spectrums behind sun. Pluto in Sag, Saturn in Capricorn. This was in September of 2017. Anchor and detach to self fully. To become stronger, do not worry about the process. Right? We are the process. We are the strongest of the warriors. Don't look back, said Hades. That refers to not looking back to the past, right? Not clinging onto material, if anything too much. but but at the same time acknowledging it. You don't want to ignore it. You want to allow. It's like a volume, right? You turn it up or down, or like a river, right? So once, right, you want to breathe through and start to allow these feelings and thoughts and, right, things to come through you like a channel too, right? A current, not physically looking behind you. It means stay present, allow new earth and energies to flow in without looking back and living in the past, right? We can't go back. Trust the process means don't fall back into false old belief systems and templates. Trust moving forward. Stories are written in the stars. All we have to do is look, study, and follow the energy. Nicey, nice. What else? Severed. Conspiracy to commit murder. Oh boy. Fen Greek Baptist. Eye scanning. Kendall glasses. That's funny. The rainbow thumbnail I put in the other video, I said it looked like a pair of glasses. It also looked like an eye with a rainbow. It also looked like I had the rainbow, and if you look at the thumbnail in the other video I did today, somewhere over under the rainbow, part 2. And then also in the you could see in the rainbow, if you look, I recognize the silhouette of a face to the right side of the rainbow too. We want to take a look at that. That was a picture I took yesterday morning, December 15th, 9 a.m. out my window, which is a rare, weird time for a rainbow to show up in the sky. And it was a piece of one. So you could see it. Like I said, it looked like an eye or sunglasses. So eye scanning, Kendall glasses I have written here is from 2017 again. And Honduras keeps coming up. I brought that up in a video yesterday or day before. I have it written down here as well. Fen Creek or something. I don't know what I'm saying here. Damn, I don't know. Oh, $70,000. Severed. Infused blood with magical blood. Fake power of 3. Excalibur. Wyatt. Henry the 8th. Hector. What the fuck? I don't know. And then Petra. Severed. The slave king demon. I don't know what I channeled there. Gulf Lake, Blackwater, Germany, Grail Well, Mayan illusion of Aztecs, year 365.2422. 365.2422. Trap or solar year, orbit around the sun, 13th month. Sun 11 days longer than lunar cycle. 202. Timestamp, open Solomon seals. Blackwater, Germany. I don't know if I said that already. 244, 221, 222. 354 days with extra lunar month. The Hallows, Holy Grail, Spear of Centaurus. Longines, Pierced Side of Christ. Wreath of Thorns, Holy Grail. England, 50 or 60 AD, Handkerchief, Saint Veronica. France, Britain, Church of Glastonbury Tour, Center of Grail Cycle, Avalon, The Girl Who Met Tom Gordon, Marshmallow, Marshall, Military, Mars, Thor, Mellow Yellow, Martian, Marsha. Christ and Joseph Arimathea tomb be kept safe. He did not die. Joseph of Arimathea. So So Joseph Arimathea, and then, okay, now Uranus and Saturn is about to square for the third time this year, December 24th. That's also in the title. So that has to do with that. Okay, Thomas, the twin. Oh, jeez. Go Blackley, Tuppy, T-Man, and Tiamat. No, no. I don't know what I'm, I don't know what I'm, I don't know what I'm blabbing in here. Greek, 354 days, Julius Caesar. Almost 3-month difference between the lunar and the solar cycle. So, right, so 3 months, that's a big deal, right? And not everybody goes by the same calendar at the same time, right? Alexandria adopt 365.25 days Egyptian year. Suggestion of reform, add 90 days to Roman year, 46 BC. In doing so, turned first year of calendar into year of confusion. 445 days. Error. 11 minutes, 9 seconds per year. 911. See, 11 minutes and 9 seconds per year. Error. 13. Prevailed until 1582. 16. Today's the 16th. 1582 equals 16. Today's the 16th of December. Recognized Pope Greg the 13th. 10-day gap between cycle and moon. Correct Julian calendar by eliminating the days between the 4th and the 15th of October. Years ending in 2 zeros that are not divisible by 4 are not leap years. One day every 33,000 years. Created Gregorian years with an inaccuracy. True Saturn. October 4th through 15th. There's a triangle with a circle around it. I don't know what the fuck all this is, yo. I'm sharing with you. I'm just sharing because I'm being guided to do. Guided to. Okay. Okay, so now we're getting into the horseman. Daniel 10:14. I'm gonna pull it up on the computer because I don't know what that means here. But and we got also Comet Leonard is right under Venus. If you have a clear enough sky, you should be able to see it tonight, tomorrow night, right at sunset. Venus rise above, right above the and Pluto's right there too. Venus and Pluto are pretty much like conjunct. Are right next to each other. And Venus is she in retrograde yet or going retrograde? Which also it's gonna bring a lot of right that goes into like dark moon Lilith and right going into the darkness, going into the underworld. Like Hades, Persephone being pulled under or into the abyss, right? Into the darkness. Into the black hole. There's a lot of sayings for it. Don't let those sayings make fear in your soul, right? It's just sayings, and they make sense as you go. Just be a little bit more playful, truly, right? Think like a kid, think like a child, right? Be more playful, like your big child kid's still in there. That's what we're birthing right now. So Daniel. see what it says, and then Daniel's vision. Oh. Okay. And then I have Luke 21:36 written down here too. So let's see how far we get with Daniel here. This is Daniel's son. Daniel chapter 10, verse 4. Well, 1, wait, 10. We're just going to read the whole thing here. Well, don't rip on me. Let's see. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a revelation was given to Daniel, who was called Belteshazzar. Its message was true, and it concerned a great war. The understanding of the message came to him in a vision. At that time, I, Daniel, mourned for 3 weeks. I ate no choice food. No meat or wine touched my lips, and I used no lotions at all until the 3 weeks were over. And early for this. On the 24th day of the first month, okay, so Saturn, Uranus conjunction is on Christmas Eve. As I was standing on the bank of the great river, the Tigris, I looked up, and there before me was a man dressed in linen, with a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist. Could that be Orion's belt? His body was like topaz. Sagittarius birthstone is topaz. Going into Capricorn, which is very big. I think, is Mars going into Capricorn? I don't know. Hold on. His body was like topaz. His face like lightning. Sounds like Zeusy. His eyes like flaming torches. His arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze. And his voice like the sound of a multitude. I, Daniel, was the only one who saw the vision. Those who were with me did not see it, but such terror overwhelmed them that they fled and hid themselves. Kind of sounds like right now, right? Lots of people are not listening, but it's like we've been right for, and we're not. It's not. We're not. It's just right. It's like, but we would really like to see if people would listen with their hearts a little bit better. Let's see. So they fled and hid themselves. So I was left alone, gazing at this great vision. I had no strength left. My face turned deathly pale, and I was helpless. Then I heard him speaking, and as I listened to him, I fell into a deep sleep, my face to the ground. That's happened to me. I can relate to this story. A hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. He said, Daniel, you who are highly esteemed, consider carefully the words I am about to speak to you, and stand up, for I have now been sent to you. And when he said this to me, I stood up trembling. Then he continued, do not be afraid, Daniel, since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them. Right? Never think God don't hear. God is everything everywhere. That's how we all hear one another. It passes through the air and the waters, because that we all are one. 313. Right? And we are all very important. Stars, rainbows, suns, in form, formless, and all that we are. We're very, very, very important, no matter what we're labeled or what we think we are or have been or were or will be or whatever. Just know you are loved. Absolutely. Absolution. Absolute. No matter what. Okay. Says, but the prince of the Persian kingdom resisted me 21 days. Then Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me because I was detained there with the king of Persia. Now I have come to explain to you what will happen to your people in the future. For the vision concerns a time yet to come. While he was saying this to me, I bowed with my face toward the ground and was speechless. Then one who looked like a man touched my lips, and I opened my mouth and I began to speak. I said to the one standing before me, I am overcome with anguish because of the vision, my lord, and I feel very weak. How can I, your servant, talk with you, my lord? My strength is gone and I can hardly breathe. And I know a lot of people feel like that right now too, not being able to breathe well. We're talking about that stomach ache, digestive system. We're going through a lot of change right now. So this is what a lot of this means. I'm going to look up the metaphysical meaning after this, and that's going to even open this up more. This is BibleGateway.com, by the way. Again, the one who looked like a man touched me, gave me strength. Do not be afraid. You who are highly esteemed, he said. Peace. Be strong now. Be strong. When he spoke to me, I was strengthened and said, Speak, my lord, since you have given me strength. So he said, Do you know why I have come to you? Soon I will return to fight against the prince of Persia. And when I go, the prince of Greece will come. But first I will tell you what is written in the book of truth. No one supports me against them except Michael, your prince. Ooh. That's deep. That was fucking deep. True or burdensome? Most manuscripts, one manuscript of the Masoretic text, Dead Sea Scrolls, and Septuagint, then something that looked like a human hand. I know if in the thumbnail of this one, I have the SETI, the whale, and look, there's like the little, I don't know if you can see that, a little tiny whale at the bottom here. So that was enlightening, definitely, as usual, always, always. Hope you can hear me okay. Let me see. Daniel 10. Metaphysical. Let me just do 10:4. Let's see, Daniel 10:20. I mean, I was very like, 4, 24th day, 10 through 6. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I think it's too long for the computer to Daniel 10, lifting the veil. Jesus plus nothing. Hold on a sec. Bear with me. Interesting. What I usually look up isn't coming up. Yeah. Hey. Like, hey. Man of Daniel speaks of a war. This isn't what I want it. Dang it. Well, anyhow. I wonder why it's not coming up. More the question. I'm so confused. Oh, truthunity.net is what I usually use for the metaphysical meaning of stuff. But for some reason, oh, here, the metaphysical meaning of Daniel, anyhow. There's 2 here. MBD. Metaphysical meaning of Daniel. God is my judge. God is judge. Judgment of God. You know, someone said to me last night, like, oh, it's judgment. Like, I was like, you ain't kidding. I was like, yeah. Let's see. A great prophet of the tribe of Judah who was taken as captive to Babylon. He was renamed Belteshazzar by the king of Babylon. Book of Daniel. David's son. B. David's son. Chronicles 3:1. First Chronicles 3:1. And C. One of the sons of Ithamar, who came back from Ezra from the Babylonian captivity. Ezra kept coming up to me too. Meta, spiritual judgment. Daniel signifies pure judgment, conscious integrity. He typifies the clear, penetrating insight of spirit. Daniel humbled himself in the presence of the universal mind, and thereby opened his understanding and made himself receptive to the cosmic consciousness. That's what we're doing here, totally. Chabadian. Lieutenant Dan. Forrest Gump keeps going through my head a lot too. Last night was like the ping pong ball. It was like I was seeing my, like, if he was doing, like, that was the moon, like the I was like, I don't know what I was seeing, but anyway. Daniel and his companions were superior in wisdom and understanding to all the native magicians and seers in the whole Babylon realm. Okay? Big difference between, again, yeah, the those trying to profit off of and right gimmick, and that goes on anything, not just what we're doing spiritually here. This goes on a whole life, right? Like, look at our world around us. Is it not like rape, savage, like, it's like now, right? I want it now. It's so, you know, it's important to really have respect and not hold things over other people's heads and like all this other stuff that's been going on instead. So magicians and seers and those that like again false like light flickerers, false light flickerers. But they'll look real good. It'll look real good. It'll look real easy. It'll look like the way to go. It'll look that way. Okay, so Daniel and his companion. Okay, yeah. The scripture says that God gave Daniel knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Cultivate purity of mind and body, and you will open the way to the higher planes of thought, as did Daniel. He purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's dainties, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Mm-hmm. And that can go into, right, drinking bullshit, what people are saying, getting yourself, again, right? Which if you did, it's okay. I saw a mathematical equation yesterday. You know how many angels are at the pin of a needle? Right? So go within. Let's see what dainties means. Dainties. With the defile himself with the king's dainties is like that, like that which pertains to sensual gratification. So it doesn't mean you're not supposed to have that anytime, right? It's just as far as like looking for that, right, desire and lust instead of using the heart and allowing it to happen in time, right, naturally. So you can respect it and love it and allow it to bloom into so many things. Let's see. And the wine, let's just simple and quick. The wine, John 2:1-11, symbolizes the vitality that forms the connecting link between soul and body. It is an all-pervading, free essence that is generated from the nerve substance or water of life. This wine of life or free vitality of the organism must be present in large quantities before a blending of thoughts or of soul and body, a wedding, can be made successfully. Right? So this is like within self. We're marrying, birthing self. This is all what these things actually mean. Not right, like this is why there's so much confusion, right? For so long with what all these things, right? They represent things, right? It's lots of symbolism. They mean so many different things. Everything does. Right? Wilderness. The wilderness represents in individual consciousness the multitude of undisciplined and uncultivated thoughts, which, right, is also like the subconsciousness. Ezra. That keeps coming up too, like I said. And then we're probably going to close it out. Babies, hope you're enjoying hanging out with me. I'm loving it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd be so kind to do so. Soul Tribe. It really helps. Just helps grow our energy, right? We're blooming gardens. We're blooming, you know. So I appreciate. Let's see. Metaphysical meaning of Ezra. Help. A priest and scribe of the Jews who brought a large number of Jewish exiles back to Palestine from the Babylonian captivity. He did much to establish the truth among the people and helped to rebuild the temple and the wall of Jerusalem. Now it's funny, that first thing I read was I wrote down something about the wall in Washington, D.C. I don't know. He worked with Nehemiah. Let's see, meta. There is a faculty of the mind that receives and transcribes upon the tablets of memory every wave of mind that touches the consciousness, whether from the flesh or from spirit. This faculty is Ezra the scribe. That's so fucking cool. Fucking Ezra tribe. I don't even know if there is an Ezra tribe, but what Ezra scribe the tribe, that tribe, that's so fucking cool. The wave of mind that touches the consciousness, whether flesh or spirit. So good. Connections. This faculty may be exalted to a point where it will receive impressions from the spiritual side only. Then it reads out of the law and interprets the spiritual meaning to all the people, or thoughts of the consciousness, right? That's all we could do. Like let it wishy-washy back and forth and see our way through. It's like that's how we feel the person and then in the spirits, like so we could see ourselves like the divinity in us. And it's like, yeah, but we're also like animalistic, like, yeah, we make lots of fleshly mistakes. So we have to be able to look at it both ways, right? Let the wave go back and forth, wishy-washy. So we ain't getting all lost up in the saucy. Even though that sounds like we're getting lost in it, but we're allowing it to like come into, right, many different forms so we can come from a balanced, neutral place inside instead of thinking we're supposed to be a certain way or act that way or have all this confusion. Okay, let's see. So good. Thus, in Nehemiah 8, we find Ezra representing a spiritual consciousness that expresses the law of being in such a way that all the thoughts, men and women, may receive the law in understanding. Yay, understanding. In Ezra 7th to 10th chapters, we find in the man, Ezra, the thought of the spirit of loyalty to truth. Okay, got that? We find Ezra, right? The part of us that means the thought of the spirit of loyalty to truth, right? That's like where our cross true north is within. We know where that is. For Ezra had set his heart to seek the law of Jehovah and to do it. Ezra is often called the Puritan of the Bible. Metaphysically, therefore, he represents order, the faculty of the mind that holds every thought and act strictly to the truth of being, regardless of circumstances or environments. Right? You have to be, right, 2 rules. Treat others how you would like to be treated, and to thine own self be true. The truth of your being. Does it feel right? Does it feel like something is true to you to do? That you're hearing something that's of truth, right? Or, right, whether it's from me, from TV, from the regular mainstream, right? The media, faculties, right? And it's not like, oh, so bad, but right, no, it's important for us to come from the proper place. I'm not like, right, it's like that is what it is too. It's like you could choose to listen or not to, right? There's just a very good percentage of beings that listen to that. So I'm just, it's like you don't have to turn that on, right? There's other things we're able to do with our time and our energy, right? We have free will to choose. Okay, the frequencies that we're tuning in and tuning out too. 333. Okay, the book of Ezra is supposed to be a historical description of the return of the children of Israel to Jerusalem after their captivity in Babylon, and of the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem under the direction of Cyrus, king of Persia. Oh, the history, watch out, Cyrus. Cyrus. Oh, I'm going to after. The history of this scripture is that Esdras was its author, that it was written long after the time at which it was supposed to have been written. Ezra and Esdras are the same, And the Apocrypha, Esdras, says that he was quickened of spirit and remembered these things. We perceive, therefore, that he was spiritually quickened and saw the building of the body temple. The book of Ezra, then, is a lesson in the building of the house, that it is not made, the building of the house that is not made with hands, right? Solomon's temple. It really describes the building of our consciousness, a house for God. That's so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And Cyrus represents the sun, rays of the sun, perhaps shepherd, right? Do, re. So sacral chakra, re, a drop of golden sun, me, solar plexus, me, a name I call myself, right? Like Fajr. That's the heart chakra. A long, long way to run, right? From the solar plexus to the heart. There's a long, long way to run, right? You can't run. You just got to go there, right? The scales. So, a needle pulling thread, right? That's like that's in the heart chakra is green and blue. That's like in between where the vagus nerve connects to the throat there. Right? La, a note to follow, so, right? Like sewing up the, right? Being able to speak using our voice, right? Tea, a drink with jam and bread. That's like third eye. That will bring us back to toe. Crown chakra. Do, do, do. Oh, oh, oh. And that's called the scales. And that sounds silly, but that's not. Another way, right? 336. We're in music. Everything is a vibration. Sound and frequency keys. Words are spells. Spelled like these nuts, right? We're all just a bunch of squirrels trying to find our nuts. And what was on my tea earlier? It was like, right, out of one acorn, thousands of forests are created. Okay, so the sun, rays of the sun, perhaps shepherd. Now, Cyrus, have you ever seen that movie? Is it called Cyrus with Jonah Hill? It's like a jealous song, like Set. And what's his name's in it too? Such a good movie. I have to go watch a movie with Uncle Papa Joe. I know he's sitting in there all alone. I've been on this video for a long, long time. Right? Company makes another person's soul feel better, right? I know it does for me too. Right? It's important to have right company be there for one another, right? Or people that have been alone or not, right? Had love in their lives or support or right, they've not had the tools. And a lot of us haven't. So it's not like, oh well, I had to do whatever to get them, so now I'm not gonna right. It's like no, we want to do our best to right share the tools that we've gathered, right? We're hunters and gatherers. The things that we've found along the way, right, on our hero's journey, during right our exile, during right being out of Babylon, or right, how many different ways are people right awakening, right, coming back to life, waking from the dead, however different many terms are being used to right being born, right, becoming aware consciously, right, it's like there's no wrong way to say what you're experiencing and going through at this now moment or any right. You're going through it, that's valid, but then we don't want to get too stuck labeling it and getting ourselves in, too enwrapped, right, raptured and wrapped it up in it. because we ain't a gift. We want to stay present. Not be a freaking digital gift that gets chucked all over the place. All right. King of Persia, Cyrus founded the Persian Empire, united Media to Persia, conquered Babylon, and liberated the Jews. And Meta in Daniel, Cyrus' capture of the kingdom of Babylonia represents the return of man to a state of barbarism. Since compared with the Babylonians, Cyrus was a barbarian. That's what I was about to say. I could feel it. Yeah, Cyrus is like sun rays. Yeah, right. Too strong domination. And Media and Persia. King Cyrus, who represents the will as ruling in sense consciousness, or the ruling idea in consciousness, right? The Lord, the idea, the light bulb. That's what I was saying before. The Lord, right? So don't get offended about what I'm saying. Or the ruling idea in consciousness was stirred up by the Lord. Oh my gosh, like we said. And he made a proclamation to the effect that he had been divinely appointed to build a house for the Lord at Jerusalem. Cyrus was a heathen king, yet the Lord stirred up his spirit, or inspired him, rays of the sun, to act in a way quite contrary to his usual custom. By this we discern that the Lord inspires men who are open to truth, wherever they may be found. It may be that you are in the most material of occupations, and your thoughts are utterly worldly. Yet, Dabashat, if you have been stirred up by the Lord, you can commence immediately the movement toward Jerusalem, the spiritual center of consciousness. Oh, so it's like you're okay. Hold on a minute. Like, oh wait, hold on. Let me finish reading before I go jump in. So I'm like, yep, see, told. But yeah, it is all true, and you're gonna go through these different parts. Like I just said, it's like, yep. But then hold on, let me finish reading before I say anything else to you. There are periods when the thoughts turn to religious subjects as easily as sparks fly upward. The man, immersed in sense, suddenly begins to study matters pertaining to the soul. He joins a church or investigates Christian metaphysics. This is symbolized by the return of the children of Israel to Jerusalem. So good. Like the archons, they fly all around and see who's waking up, like which seeds, because they can't. There's like they go by prime directive. They can't wake up a soul that's not woken. It's like trying to take a baby out of a mom when it's not ready to be born. You don't do that. So let's see, and we're almost out of here. Tribe. Let's see. You sometime came forth from that city, as stated by Paul in Hebrews, and now you are to return and take all the vessels of silver, with gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things, which represent the fruit of your experience in the sense consciousness. So good. Oh. So we learn that no effort is wholly lost, though it be put forth in a field apparently barren. Right? It's like nothing happened. No come, I don't see. The vessels that were taken from the temple at Jerusalem at the time of the captivity were used in the worship of false gods in Babylon. But now they are returned to be used again in the worship of the true God. These vessels represent our capacity of appreciation. the ability to comprehend or measure life. The man who is getting pleasure out of the lusts of the flesh is measuring up life, the one life, before false gods, and is using his God-given capacity, vessels, in doing it. He is getting experience, generating forces that eventually he will have to master and return to the temple at Jerusalem. Nothing is lost in the divine economy, and in due season, man will refine his every thought and act and extract the gold from it. Though he may find that getting rid of the dross is hot work, right? Twin flame inner alchemy, it sure fucking is. The significance of King Cyrus's making a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, telling that he was to build for the Lord a house in Jerusalem, is that the will, ruling in sense, discerns truth and desires to abide in the consciousness of truth. Therefore, it seeks to establish a place where its true thoughts, Israelites, may worship and commune with the Christ mind, Jehovah. Wow, that was freaking like pow, freaking fireworks going off in my head. Can you feel it? So I hope you enjoyed that. Yo, that was beautiful. Cyrus, I have a new point of view. Right? I mean, that's like, it was very, because I can, right, again, the picture in our head of what we think something is, right? And then going into it, it's like, sorry, I'm trying to save it. I don't want to, yeah, it's like, right, because again, if you know the movie Cyrus, or again, like we have different feelings of like, oh, I guess aggravation. So that's pretty beautiful. And right, media, sufficiency, abounding measure, capacity, middle portion in the midst, midland, and that, oh, again, ooh, watch, I'm gonna show you the map. A country in Asia that is always mentioned with Persia in the Bible, the Medes, where were descended from Medea, son of Japheth. Meta, the idea of sufficiency, enters into the significance of media and Medea only as the physical in man is raised to spiritual understanding and realization. Where's my pick? Here. This is the one I was telling you about. This is what came up in my, this is Oceania. So now middle, South Pacific Ocean. Right here, see? French Polynesia, Tropic of Capricorn, Cook Islands, American Samoa, Niue, Tonga, Wallis and Futuna, Samoa, Okilau, Tuvalu, Fiji, New Caledonia, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, Nauru, and that's right, Melanesia. Now this is Oceania. Map of Oceania based on the United States Geoscheme. M49 coding classification devised by the United States United Nations Statistics Division. Exceptions: New Zealand shown in both Australia as well as Polynesia. and so needs a qualifier description. So, right, like I said, see the little triangle there, New Zealand, right? They want that. No. And Hawaii at the top there, at the pyramid. See, it's like a pyramid. Easter Islands in the corner over here, under the Tropic of Capricorn. Pitcairn Islands, that's the one next to it. Polynesia. Australia, right? Down under, underbelly. Again, first, second, and third chakras, right? 3D, driven by lust, the solar plexus. But it's okay. It's like, again, human experience. Why were things hidden, right? We're getting our vessels back. Silver and gold, right? Omicron, Micronesia, Federated States of Micronesia, right? Papu or poo-poo. That kind of looks like the uterus split in half right there. Half for you, half for me. I don't know. Asia. Northern Mariana Islands. Guam. Marshall Islands. Oh, and I just said Marshmallow, Marshall, all that. And I read that thing. I was Kiribati. And that's the equator. So North Pacific Ocean, South Pacific Ocean. What we were just recently in the middle. Right. And then now what's this like our belly? In the middle of our belly, right? Saltwater body. So I don't know if it means anything to you or not. Let it be what it means to you. That's on Wikipedia. That's just the geo scheme for Oceania. And then to look up like the weather, the higher weather atmospheric names, right? The sprites, the elves. So you can understand the weather, atmospheric weather, and the words that are used, and then like also those part of the consciousnesses, and then like part of the colors that are like that's all parts of all of us too, right? The things that elementals that we all are in different manners. Right, finding out like again all your beautiful and crazy fucking parts. Okay, so wait, the middle thing there. We're in the middle there. Yeah, middle portion in the midst. Gorillas in the mist, the fog, the mist. Also, right, at media, the mist, and Medea. If you look into it, right, Medea. Asia. What's Asia mean in the Bible? Metaphysical. Let's see. Asia. Unique continent, unique land, central land, Orient, the East, Aurora. The country of Asia Minor. Meta in Acts 16:6, Asia refers to a state of consciousness impregnated by old, decayed, worn out material ideas that should have been left behind long ago by the one who would progress spiritually. The foregoing symbology, no doubt, enters into the metaphysical interpretation of Asia as given in other texts in the Bible. As the name stands for itself, however, in its reference simply to the Eastern Hemisphere. The meanings unique continent, unique land, central land, Orient, the East, right? Wicked to the East. Aurora bring out a significance that should not be overlooked. The East always refers to the within, the hidden, the spiritual, and aurora means rise, dawn. Yay, like my mama. Happy birthday, mama. Beginning. These meanings, coupled with the fact that the Palestine is in Asia, and that Asia is supposed to be the site of the Garden of Eden and the birthplace of man, all point to the within, to the spiritual in man, to the source of all. All religions had their first impetus Impetus? First impetus in Asia. Asia, therefore, must signify the inner, the spiritual, in individual consciousness, wherein lay the beginning of man's conscious existence, and wherein lies the dawn, or rise, of the light and wisdom of his new day of spiritual understanding and realization. Whoop, whoop. We're hitting like bullseyes today. Anything else we got to share and say, Spirit? I'm hungry. East. East in scriptural symbology, East represents the within. As used in Matthew chapter 2, verse 1, the word in the original is plural. The significance, therefore, is that from the regions of interior wisdom come thoughts of reverence and rich gifts of substance and understanding, and every spiritual help for the holy life, the Christ child, that has begun its growth in the consciousness. Yay! It's Christmas time. We're all birthing together, babies. It's so exciting. And whatever the heck else I just read there that was also like repetitive of what I channeled, something. Maybe you picked up on it. I did when I was reading it, but I didn't want to stop again. I was like, oh, I said that too. Oh no. Aurora, dawn, sun, moon, Pluto, Saturn, Hades, trust the process. I don't know. All I do know is I am starving Marvin, like Marvin Martian. Time to go eat something and go calm my pineal gland down a little bit. Now I've been buzzing too long. So let's take a few breaths before we leave because we just read a whole shit ton of information, and that is food. That's mana. That's a different kind of food, right? We're feeding our soul, right? We're feeding our child-like mind, our Christ child. We're soothing the savage beast, right? The flesh with the spirit. 142:42. I have to pee so bad. I'm just gonna pull one card for you. Soul Journey card, and maybe a crystal one too. And then I shall bid you I love you and I do. And I'm working on my website. I'm a little, I don't know. I have a friend helping. It's a little bit, I'm not quite sure what's going on. So I'm still going through the motions. But presently it's metaphysical mama.com. I didn't do that writing on there yet. That's my friend helping me get stuff situated. So but I'm going to be working on it. And, I want it to be something for all of us to have a place to be at any time we need. Okay, so health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Right? And we all just want to be loved and accepted. And the rest, we got to really just let it the fuck go. We're not going to be healthy if we're worrying about all this stuff right? And it's real important to look at the old narratives of stories so you don't get so caught up in the narrative because it's just the same. It's like, like every year you got the same guy that dresses up like Santa, say, right? And so it's like as you get older, then it's Uncle Harry or whoever, right? It's like, but when you were little, right, we were like, oh, right? But then it's like, wait, I know it's because they start to disappear every time Santa comes. It's like, wait a minute. So as we start to recognize things, right, it's important to be honest with one another about them because otherwise, and it doesn't, there's a lot of shock. So it's like, be patient with yourself, be patient with others. This is how right, we become good divine mommies and mothers. Because we all are. We're all children. We're all moms. We're all fathers. We're all sons. We're all scared little kids. And Jekyll and Hydes, right? Feel one way and then another thing comes out. Right? Oh, like a pain in my uterus. What was that? Ooh. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So true. It's not the end of anything. It's just, right? It's like, wait a minute, I just got more information. So wait, now I need to learn how to use that as a tool to my benefit instead of, right? But that doesn't mean that we need to hurry up and get more and more and more. And sometimes we need to slow down again, and sometimes silence is the loudest thing, right? And at the bottom, we got forgiveness. I played that song last night. Do you remember Don Henley, Heart of the Matter? If you don't know that song, listen to it. It's a super good one. And if you do know it, listen to it. It's a super good one, right? Old school. In the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak. And my voice seems to shatter, but I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. And it's always unconditional love, but sometimes we have to let things go because we have to love ourselves more because we know that our health is our wealth, and we have to feel good, right, within ourselves. Most important, right? I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, right? Honor your mental health. Honor your emotional body. Honor your spirit, right? Allow your spirit to soar through and remember who you are, right? And look underneath, sticking out, imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And we don't want to do that. That's how we get clogs. Then we got to call plumbers. Then we got to have things we call, right? We got what the blood clot. We get stuff stuck in the body. We get fat in there. We got a whole bunch of emotional baggage, right? We don't need to carry all that around anymore, right? Start allowing spirit in so you can start letting it go. Look, abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I need in this physical reality. Because we can desire a lot, but like I just said, we kind of want to be just a little more consciously aware, because many of us are in the desire mode, and then we get upset, right? Many I see have no clue how to handle rejection or have a conversation that is right, coming from a different another perspective, or when they get questioned they have no ability to have a calm emotional reaction, right? A conversation. It doesn't even have to be calm, because I'm not always calm, but just have the conversation or say, right, would be 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 real. 404, right? Most want to complain, say they don't have time, and then make ultimatums or point or make false promises and then just cut us off or leave us hanging or whatever, and or breadcrumb us. So it's like, well, now what about all that time and energy that we've all spent? And it's like, whatever. But again, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna keep swimming because my health is my wealth. If I worry about it, then I'm gonna upset myself. I can only do what I can do to work on me and to help, right? You, me, all of us and be where I need to be in my now moments. I can't control other people. I can't control what other people have done or said with, right, names, pictures of me, my whatever. It's like I don't have a problem ever, answering questions if somebody really got them. But I'm also like, there's certain things too that it's like, well, also it's not certain bit. We say that, and then it's like, well, you said you wouldn't mind answering any question. Well, but some of you just want to pry and you just want to know things for no reason other than why, and that's a little different, right? So it's like, well, when we're here to help one another, it's like, no, I have nothing to hide. Ain't nothing that it's like I'm here to go through whatever we need to go through with whoever that's willing, right? Like we're here to go through this shit. So not play that back and forth game and let's pretend and make shit up and whatever whatever. You know what I mean. But we do have to leave some, in the fairness too. It's like, right, fantasy, fear, worry, right? Those things are important also, right? We grow when we're in fear. When we shake, like, right? That strengthens parts of our the little afraid, the little things inside. Right. So there's reasons for like getting goosebumps, the chills, right? Taking a nice hot shower and then at the end, really cold water. Really good for you. Super, super, super good. That's the blood circulating, right? It wakes up so much of the right system that may not be really, functioning or have a clue for a while there, right? Wakes you up, right? Little shot of cold. And it's super good for your hair too. So, I so appreciate you all and I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.